Nina Garibay from the Philippines, and yeah, I paint, so I'm an artist. I come from a family of artists. So my father is a painter, my sister is a painter, and my brother paints as well. And sometimes my mother does paint too. A friend of ours, Mogan, is over here, so he invited us. So go and visit me, And I thought, oh, that's a very good idea. I come from a family of artists, and we're always working at home, and even when we're working outside, when you go to galleries and exhibitions and all that, they always associate you with that group, and becomes somewhat claustrophobic. So yeah, being able to go to a different place and not having to represent any group or have people with expecting something of you is, yeah, it's a kind of liberating. It's a kind of escape. Also, I was really attracted to the idea that Sweden doesn't have a lot of people in it. Yeah, and well, the Philippines, there's people all over the place, really. So sometimes it's just hard to think, and I'm not a very social person. I don't find myself as a very social person. So yeah, being in a place where there's not a lot of people, and there's more nature around, and so quiet was really attractive. Yeah. It's the first time I've been to Sweden, and I think the place is very nice. I mean, the landscape, the nature part, and I think it's a little too idyllic sometimes. Really, it looks as if I made it up. I've been here since late June, I think. Yeah. And then I'll be back. I'll go back on September. Yeah, around second week, more or less. Yeah. So it's the whole summer season. Mm. Like most kids, I think I wanted to be an astronaut or something. But that's, yeah. Now I don't think I'm attracted to that anymore. It's like I wanted to be an astronaut and a painter as well, because I think we are largely what do you call this, influenced by our father, and since he's an artist, he's always working from home. So yeah, it's like, oh, I want to do that too. I did study art. I mean, in high school and in college, in university. So in high school, we went to this art school, and then in university, I studied visual communication, which is more like, I think it's the closest thing to advertising, really, where their focus is more of how you can communicate, how you can get your message across. So there's always this conscious idea of having a target audience. I haven't been using that part so much, I mean, because somehow advertising has this negative image. When you're in the Philippines, you see a lot of people, and then you think that you're going to ask them to buy something that they don't need, and or to spend on unnecessary things when they're already they're barely getting by. Then it kind of feels I don't know, immoral. So yeah, it wasn't very attractive. But I think the part where you try to get your message across with a specific target audience in mind is very useful. Yeah. So I think, yeah, that's usually my role, because we do these art events. So I usually take care of the graphics part. Yeah. But I never even went to an internship regarding advertising, because I went to the interview and I thought, ooh, this place is not for me. Yeah. So what I know is I do want to paint That's why I'm kind of ambivalent about further studies because I don't know what I'm gonna use it for anyway. I'd like to explore other mediums because at the moment I'm working with oil paint, so usually oil painting and collages. So maybe I thought I could try printmaking or I don't know, maybe embroidery, just some other thing, something more crafty, I guess, than just painting. You know, editorial or like lifestyle or yeah, magazines for young women when they have all these suggestions or yeah, on how you should look like and what you should buy and all that. It's like no. When you cut them up, it's like you're protesting against them too, or at least in a small way. It's like, hey, no, I'm not gonna do this kind of thing. Like most of the people in my country, I never got to experience that much hardship or oppression or anything to be to be able to tell their stories. And I thought art should be honest because it's supposed to be authentic. So it's going to be an exhibit of the things I've seen while I'm up here. It's mostly Gunnarsbyn and maybe Hudiksvall and Visby and Germany. It actually started out as a visual diary because since I'm in a new place and so I wanted to create a journal or so aside from taking pictures I can have paintings as well. Yeah, and so yeah, so well, and since I don't have other materials with me, I only brought my watercolors. Yeah, so they're all watercolors. And this one I really liked. I mean, I really took the time to go out and visit Yanimaya. Because when I saw her place, I thought it was just like something from Studio Ghibli, and I'm like, oh, it's pretty. What I found unusual is that, well, Gunnarsbyn is somehow way up north, far from the city, and yet you've got a mix of people, like they're not all Europeans or what's it called? Swedes. Yeah. And for such a small group to be so mixed, I think that's interesting. Yeah.